Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny De Lillo and we're here at the South Park Center. I'm here with Katie with her movie, Gail. Let's take a look at the clip.
Are you gonna go back to class?
My feet hurt, and you can't go to dance class without a partner.
I know that's not true. You told me that guy, Jerry, goes alone.
Aren't you going to eat?
Dan's taking me to a work dinner tonight. Mom, I think it could be good for you, you know, to get out.
It will, but I'm not there yet.
Katie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing Gail to us. It was such a joy and a pleasure. For those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
So Gail is about a woman who is grieving the loss of her husband, and since his passing, she's distanced herself from the thing that they used to love doing the most, which is dancing and taking partner dancing classes together. So the film follows her journey of grief, and we see her take a little step forward in the direction of returning to dance and kind of moving forward in her grief.
It's such a wonderful story because on so many different levels, from anything from your passion of dance to grieving over somebody and how that feels and how no one can really understand but the person. And you captured it so well in this film. And where did the inspiration come for you deciding you want to turn this into a film?
Well, first of all, thank you so much. Those are really kind words. The film first started with an image that came to me, which was a woman dancing alone in her living room as if with her husband that she had lost.
Yeah.
And so I really just started from there, and at the time I was dealing with the loss of my grandmother.
Yeah.
And I was very close to her, and I was really just processing those feelings, and I thought that this particular image would be a good place to start to tell my own story of grief. So the plot is imagined, but a lot of the feelings that take place are very personal and very real for me.
Where did you find this incredible actress? She just was amazing.
She's amazing. Her name is Nancy Kronig. We had a really wonderful collaboration. We started casting just using the websites in LA, you know, LA casting, etc. And I actually reached out to some of my UCLA classmates who I knew had worked with older actors, and I said, can you send me a list of the best people that you've seen, people maybe who you've cast or people who you were close to casting but maybe didn't. So I got a list, and I contacted each and every person and invited them to come and audition, and Nancy was on one of those lists. So I was so glad that I had reached out and taken that chance, because that's how I found her. One of the challenges of casting this role is that I didn't want Gail to come off as someone who was sulking in her sadness and having sad old woman kind of vibes. I didn't want that. I wanted it to be a very layered character and have something very interesting about this person that you couldn't quite put your finger on.
Yeah.
And something about Nancy was just so interesting and deep and different. And she was just amazing in the audition and so great to work with, and I'm very lucky that I found her.
Oh, well, you're lucky to find each other, honestly.
Yeah.
Just the fact that we don't see enough people that are seasoned actors and actresses that have life experience. There's not enough of people of her generation on the screen, and that's something that was important to you to put into your movies as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this age group just isn't portrayed very often, and so I just thought it would be great to tell that story, because those stories are important and they matter.
Yeah, they do. And working in those kind of intimate, sentimental moments, what's your kind of process as a director?
Yeah, so I really like to write my script kind of and just have my own, vision for the characters and whatnot, but always leave room for the actor to fill in all the very specific things about the character to really make this person an actual person.
Yeah.
So in my collaboration with Nancy, we filled in a lot of those blanks together, pulling from both of our life experiences and really answering those questions about Gail's past and what she's feeling. And one thing I really like to do is just have a very, very personal connection with my actors. Really get to know them before the shoot, and have a very like quiet and personal kind of communication with them on set. So very much like sitting with the person, getting on their, sitting down with them or standing up with them, like meeting them wherever they're at, and having a very quiet dialogue that is shared and is special between me and the actor. And
you're a dream director, aren't you? My goodness, that's so.
Well,
but it's so nice you dedicate that time, because I think a lot of actors appreciate that. And that's also important, particularly when you obviously want to get the best out of these moments and on camera in the film, and that there's a trust element and connection that you have, so you can make the magic together. That's wonderful. What was the biggest challenge you had in creating this project, if any?
So the biggest challenge was the locations. Actually, we filmed this at our actress's house, which was amazing, because we were going to film it elsewhere, but she offered up her house, which was amazing, and so she had that comfortability in her space. But then the challenge was the dance studio and the bookstore, because they're very public places. Both places were open while we shot, so just dealing with foot traffic and just all the things that come with filming somewhere that's very visible. So, but thankfully it all went well, and we shot the dance studio and the bookstore in the same day in different parts of town. So we got it done and we figured it out, but it was a good learning lesson.
That dance scene that's in the film, which I don't give anything away, but it was just like perfect, that was
a really great, just random amazing thing that happened, that the studio owner allowed us to shoot while this dance class was happening. So it added to the authenticity of like watching this class, because all these people know each other. And,
it was a really wonderful, workable scene. What did you kind of want your audience to gauge from it?
I wanted them to feel a sense of hope ultimately, and that grieving or any kind of tough emotional process has little steps forward. And even though they may be called little steps, they're actually very significant moments in terms of your journey as a person, and in terms of overcoming various challenges that you're facing in your life. But ultimately, I wanted the film to end on that hopeful note, and the audience would feel a sense of like, she's going to be okay, and in turn they're going to be okay with whatever they're dealing with.
Certainly we loved it having us at New Filmmakers LA. Has it been nice to sort of get different reactions from different audiences as well?
Yes, it was. The screening last night was amazing, and I'm just so thankful to New Filmmakers for this opportunity. It's just awesome to see your work in a theater and see other people's work as well, and find common ground and talk to people after. It's been really amazing, because it takes so much work to make a film, and that's another challenge of the film, is just finishing a project. Through post-production, it's so much work. So it's really gratifying to have that experience. So just celebration for everyone's work and how much everyone's
put into it as well. No, it's an undertaking, isn't it? Making a film, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a labor of love.
It's a labor of love, yes.
We get it done.
And even though you've just getting through making this particular film, what's next for you?
So I am a MFA director at UCLA. This was my first film at UCLA, so I'm finishing my second year film.
Excellent.
And I'm currently preparing to shoot my thesis film this summer.
Ooh, exciting.
So
a different genre? Were you kind of moving to something different this time, or sticking to the same?
I really love this family drama genre. So both of my films, the one in post and then the one I'm going to go into production for, they both have to do with family relationships.
Katie, keep making more movies for us, okay? Just keep bringing them. It brings us all closer together, and I love your way of storytelling, so thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate that.